Jamie from Creations Misfit, and I am back again with another tutorial video for crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to do a slip stitch. Now, you've probably already learned single crochet, maybe half double and double. If you haven't, or if you still need to learn from the very beginning your slip knot and your chains, I do have videos for all of those that I just mentioned, and I'll put them in the description box below so you can link back to those if you need a refresher or if you need to get started with those. Sometimes people learn the slip stitch like right after the single crochet, which is totally fine too. I think it's a little bit tougher just because it's a little tight to do. So I always suggest learning those other three stitches first, the single crochet, half double, and the double crochet, and then maybe moving over to a slip stitch. But it doesn't really matter. You're going to have to learn it at some point, and it's not hard at all. It's just a little bit tight. So once you learn your tension, that's when I suggest learning the slip stitch, because when you're working with in the beginning with your tension like all wonky, it's kind of hard to do. So anyways, I've started here with 3 rows of single crochet just to get you started, and let's say that we're gonna now have a row of slip stitch. So just like with the single crochet, when you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now you want to chain 1 because it's going to bring your level up so that you can start your next row. I have 9 chains here, or I'm sorry, 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's hard to see that one on the hook or next to the hook here, 9. So let's say we have in our pattern a row of slip stitch now. It's very simple to do. It's close to the single crochet, even one less step. So what you're going to do is, just like with the single crochet, you're going to go into the first stitch. Now this is your chain, so you don't want to go into this here. You want to go into that very first stitch, which is kind of hard to find sometimes, but it's the one with the V. Okay, so we're going to go into this first stitch just like we would a single crochet. We're going to go directly in, and we're going to yarn over like you would with a single crochet. Now with the single crochet, you bring up the loop, you yarn over and pull through. With the slip stitch, you have one less thing to do here. So we're gonna go in just like we would the single crochet, yarn over, and then when you pull through, you're also just gonna pull straight through that second loop. You don't have to yarn over and pull through again. I'm going to show you several times, and it can get a little bit tight. So you want to make sure that you have some room in here, because this is the one you're going to be pulling through. So don't do this too tight, because if you do it too tight like this, you're never going to get through. And it's going to be very frustrating. I've definitely stopped doing projects because they had too much slip stitching in them, or a lot of hats, like on the brim, you'll do 90 rows of slip stitch about this wide, and it got so frustrating for me because it took so long because I was doing it way too tight. But if you loosen up, and I'll do it really loose just for teaching purposes, and that's fine to start like that and learn that way, and then you can, always tighten up as you get better at it, but make sure that you have some room in here. Okay, so we're going to go into the next stitch and do another slip stitch. Here's the next stitch. See the top of the V, go in like a single crochet, yarn over, and you're going to pull through both loops. Pull through this, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, and there's your second slip stitch. All right, we're going to go into the third one here. Hook in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through that loop. Okay, go into the fourth one, go into the stitch, yarn over, and once you get used to it, you can kind of get a feel for where you want to hold your project. I kind of hold mine like this, and then you can do it in one fell swoop like this. But it will take some time to make it comfortable for you. We'll go into the next one, yarn over, and if you hold kind of up here, just hold your project really tight, you can go through both loops at once, like that. Or you could do it the other way, and that's fine. Kind of go through one and then pull through the other. Sometimes I do that if my stitches are tight. So we'll go into the next one here. Yarn over, pull through. See, if you pull through that way, then you just pull up again. Next stitch, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, pull through. And like I said, I'm doing this kind of loosely so it doesn't look that difficult, but again, if you, especially once you have several rows of slip stitch, because this is going to make it tighter than, like right now I'm doing, I did my single crochets pretty loosely so you can see in the stitches here. There's a lot of room, but a slip stitch, as you can see here, is a lot tighter. So it will be harder to get through those, and I'll show you in the next row. So let's do two more. We're going to insert, yarn over, pull through both loops. Last one, insert our hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Okay, and you can already tell this is tighter up here. So we're going to chain one because we're going to start a new row and turn our work. And now it's a little harder to see your stitches because they're a little bit tighter. See, those V's before were really large and easy to see where you're going into. Now these are a bit tighter. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our ninth one here. So we're going to try and go in that. See how tight it is? You kind of have to work your way in. Whoops. You don't want to go through here. You want to make sure that you go through both pieces. Here. You can see that there's both pieces right there. It's kind of turned a little bit. So you want to go through both. See how it's like really tight to get in. This is why slip stitches are such a pain sometimes. Alright, so you go through, and pull through again. And then the next one, go through. And a lot of projects don't have like several rows of slip stitching. Usually you'll slip stitch to close a project if you're working in the round, or you know, even some other projects you'll use like maybe one row of slip stitch and then you'll go back to a single crochet or a double or whatever. I'm actually going to show you real quickly here how to close something in the round with a slip stitch, because then you'll just need one slip stitch. Like if you're doing a magic circle, I do have a video for this, and if you'd like to learn the magic circle, this is how you would start some hats, like if you start from the top and go down, or if you're doing a round rug. I have a spiral rug pattern that I'm working on right now that starts with a magic circle, or you know, maybe like a circle blanket or something. You'll start with this. Don't worry about learning this right now. I do have a video for it if you'd like to see it, but I'm just gonna do it quickly to show you how you would close a round or a magic circle. So inside my magic circle, I'm gonna do some single crochets. Oops. Of course. All right. Oops. This yarn kind of shreds a little bit. I'm gonna do, let's see, it's 4, we'll do 8, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you pull this string and it pulls it together. But then you need to close the circle most of the time. Like for my spiral rug, you don't close the circle, but most of the time you're going to close it. So you would come over here and find your starting stitch, and then you would slip stitch into that. So you have to go into both pieces here, just like we did in the row, and then you pull over and you pull through both. I hope you can see that on the camera. I can't tell because the camera's in front of me. And then that would close your your magic circle. So that's how you get started with something. So a lot of times you're just using a slip stitch for one stitch, not like a row of anything. So it's not too difficult. And then we close it with a chain, and then there's your magic circle. If you'd like to learn the magic circle, like I said, I'll put that in the description box below too. And then you just start going in the round, and around and around we go. So anyways, that is the slip stitch, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. This is just something new that I'm starting with the videos, but I'd like to do more. So if you have interest, please subscribe and give the video a like, and I'm happy to do more. If there's anything specific you'd like to learn, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.